So putting the doors back on are as simple as just reversing the process. And while the bags are all labeled with a photo, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. We'll just run you through it in case you want the visual. Now do keep in mind that when we took the doors off, they're fully open. We need to put them back on when they're fully open because of the receiver here. So we're gonna do exactly that. So the top bracket is gonna go back on top of the feeder, and when it sinks down onto it, well then the bottom's gonna sink in place. But we're having just a little bit of trouble because we didn't have quite the exact angle that we did when we took them off. So you really do have to match it up to the same angle. So as soon as we pushed it a little more forward, which is where we had taken it off, well, it fell right into place. You do need to keep in mind that you've got your fender, so you need to make sure you don't bang the fender on the other side with the door. You also need to make sure we made not a mistake, but when we first dropped it in, the sack got pinched, so you gotta just pull back the sack just a little. Now that we're gonna pull off the sack, we're gonna pull it off. I'm gonna go paint side because, well, this is my Bronco, so if I make the mistake, I'll have to live with it. Okay. So basically, my Bronco, my problems. So I want to be on the zipper side so that I have no one to blame but myself. And on, well, zipper side, what I did is, once again, I put my hands over the zipper, making sure the whole time we remove it that I don't, have the zipper scratch. And of course, speaking of scratches, anytime you're working around a vehicle, take ring and watches off. Put them with the wallet.
And don't forget to plug it back.
I was gonna completely forget to plug it. Fair enough. That's why you're in charge here.
So easy to plug it back.
Okay, so you got your bracket here. Your top bracket is gonna sit on top of your holder here. So it's gonna come, this top bracket here of the door is gonna come down onto that holder, and well, the bottom should line up. Really do recommend doing this to people. Oh, that zipper. Thank you. Small bolt for the bottom, in case you've forgotten. Small bolt came off the bottom bracket.
Did you plug it?
So put everything away in the toolkit. I almost feel bad using this toolkit. It's branded Bronco. Even the tools are branded Bronco. Kind of feel like I should just use my normal everyday socket set. Let it get scratched up. It's made for it, but that doesn't mean I can't keep it nice and shiny. Use that old toolkit. I do need help. I'm a tool. So, huge step we've got right here. Can't forget it. It's hitting this lever down. So that is step one.
Nope, step one is that one.
That's why you're here. I forgot you put your little safety Velcros on,
Yeah,
which is smart.
What happened when we didn't put it in Outer Banks with Dwayne?
Yeah, Outer Banks with Dwayne from Bronco Wild Outdoors. Well, our top, you did not find the Velcros. You said they were not in the vehicle. They were. They were in the glove compartment. So
They were not at the same place as before.
And I actually did have the idea to put them on. But anyways, yes, our top flopped up when I was trying to catch a little air off of a bit of sand. But step one, after you have your Velcros off, step 1.1 is to push this lever down. And it says right here, lift. So you do absolutely need to lift. So this goes all the way to the other side and it unclips the other side, which when we put the top down, we had to make sure that not just this side was clipped by pressing down on it, but the other. Well, now we're doing the reverse. We're pressing that down and we're gonna lift from here. And as we lift, we're gonna make sure, I'm gonna keep my finger down on this so it doesn't re-clip. Now for this section, we do like to be two so that it stays even and we don't scratch our pillars that have yet to have the little paint protector tape. But you can see our pillars are absolutely clean. We've had no issues taking the top on and off because we do it two people. So you've got your little guide rail here. So when you're putting on all your windows, the first step is to get your guard rail in. Then we're going to work on these corners. So we'll show you a little trick in a moment. So you've got your little thumb here sticking up, your little piece sticking up, and you've got an arrow, but the arrow actually points to somewhere that it doesn't actually fit. You've got a little slider right before the arrow. That's where this is going to go. I do have my hand on the bottom piece of this plastic so I don't scratch my clear coat. Did you get your side in right here?
I'm not sure.
No, you didn't. When it's loose like this, it's not in. So I'm going to show you the trick. Okay, first find the little sticking up piece of plastic. Yeah, right there. You see how this arrow here makes you think you're going to put it right there.
Yeah.
It goes in right here and it slides up to there. That's where it goes. Now it's in position, and really you snap it with the bottom. There's nothing at the top to catch it, and that's what kind of gets confusing. The arrow draws in your attention, you aim for the arrow, and then you keep trying to clip the top. So that was our first experience trying to do this in the dark, and it was horrible. And now, I thought I knew the trick, then I doubted myself, but no, the real trick really is don't aim to try to put it in that tiny little square on the arrow. You really do need it to get in the top, but it's the bottom that's gonna clip. Only somewhat complicated part of the whole top experience. Yeah.
So I'll show you two tricks that we found after searching a few times how it works. So if you don't remember which windows goes on which side, always smash the biggest part with the biggest part here. So that's a good good thing to know. Which window goes on which side, and you have the clip that you know that it's the top. Second tricks, yeah, make sure when you slide it in, the last part we're not able to do it correctly the first time because yeah, you have a little a place that you don't have Okay, how do you call that in English? That part? A slider?
Yeah, the slider it's two-piece, so you really got to make sure you line up the second piece
Yeah.
properly. Otherwise, it'll keep jamming and not moving forward. You don't want to force really any of this.
Oh yes, okay. That's good.
So we do the front piece here first.
And check for the bottom part.
Yep. So once the front piece is there, well, this is one of the rare times you'll actually force on the vehicle. Basically, you've got this little lip here, and you need to line it up with the lip right in the crack. You wrap it around, and then you're gonna actually force. Smooth, but I forced. So I wouldn't have gotten it had I not forced a little. You don't want to force on the rails though. You have to remember that there's receiving, there's two rails on the window, and then the receivers, well, there's two receivers. So you got to kind of navigate through all that. You want to line up that Velcro nicely because, well, that's your insulation, and, well, you don't want to leave it all gappy and flapping around. Bad enough that the back seat belts flap around a ton when you're driving with the doors off. Top down, no worries. But doors off, well, we had a ton of seat belt flop. You plug them in, well, then the seat belt itself slaps against the leather seat, and it sounds like an adult movie. It's really annoying. And if you just leave them hang around, well, then they slap against the plastic. Again, this goes so much better two people. The Bronco is the couple's vehicle. The Maverick's the people's champ, but this is the couple's vehicle.
Yeah, the last one is more, it's more tight.
Really tight.
Good try to slide the back window a little.
Oh, there we go.
I guess your technique with little pushes helped very much.
That was easy. All right, that takes care of that.
Well, Winston is thrilled to see me for some reason. And little do I know, I've actually damaged the door. When we put back the driver's door, we did it two people. The ground was just a little bit uneven, and we came in just a little bit high, not all that quickly. And just the same, if you come in too high, you will chip your door. So be aware of that. Take it slow. Make sure you come in at the right level. Now, hard tops. I just want to mention that hard tops have been good. The ones coming in have been good. And yes, a soft top on a Mustang is much less of a hassle, but your Mustang will not take you off-road. And speaking of soft tops, they have been coming in relatively quickly. The real trick I can say is not to stack up the constrained issues. So just a hard top, and a 2.7 liter, well, I've seen those come in as quick as 9 months and 4 months for a soft top 2.3 liter. Not that much longer for a 2.7 liter. It's really when you start to stack up all the constraints one on top of the other. If you have all 7, well, you're gonna have issues. So do stick with us for our next live. We can answer questions, if you're wondering what those constraints are. I've talked about in other videos, but bring your questions to the next live because we will be thrilled to answer you. Thank you so much for watching. And we wish you all more cars and more power. Take care.